Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll get to the show in a moment. Just want to let you know that Redmen Plus podcast are now available on Spotify. Yeah, so if you don't want to sign up to redmenplus.com because you absolutely love Spotify, search for Redmen Plus podcast on your Spotify app. You can pay them, you can sign up through them, and you'll get all the great podcasts that we put out on our website, but they'll be straight in your Spotify app. Right, let's get on with this amazing show.
Hello everyone, welcome to Redmen TV. Liverpool lost 3-1 to Brentford. Shocking evens football for the Reds once again, and once again here we are with the same old story from a Liverpool game where not enough energy in midfield, too easy to score against, and not being clinical in attack as well. And you know, as ever, you can look to mitigating circumstances. Again, you can look to players and injuries and whatever. And again, it's just going to crop up that Liverpool should have bought more players who were more resilient and what have you when they had the opportunities in previous transfer windows. Because if you're left with a transfer window it feels like you've got to sort of rescue your season or save your season or whatever, you're putting too much pressure on the footballers that you're bringing in first and foremost. And that's kind of where Liverpool are at. You know, they were okay. They started the game reasonably well. I'd say probably the first 20 minutes or so, not too bad. A couple of really good opportunities. One for Darwin Núñez, really well blocked by Ben Mee. Costa Shimikas gets free as well and forces a good save out of David Raya. And then just fragile. The fragilities of Liverpool ringing true once and once again. You know, what we've gotten used to when this team reached its peak, and that was 2018 onwards. The resolution at the back, the resilience at the back. You've got the best goalie in the world, you've got Virgil van Dijk, best centre half in the world, and you had Fabinho in front, being maybe arguably the best DM in the world. And there was a real sense of firmness and security to there, that the good attacking lads can go and do their good attacking work because the midfield was combative, it'd get in your face, it'd win its battles. The defence was just incredible, tall, athletic, had pace, had skill, you know, kept the door shut, and then had that the ability on top of that to add a little bit of threat, whether it was its passing range or ability to carry the ball and what have you. You had great creativity from the fullbacks, and obviously you had an elite goal scoring or attacking trio on top of that, and everything about what Liverpool do right now feels disjointed, and we're back to looking at individual performances, and trying to pin a glimmer of hope on one lad doing some good things, or another standout performer. Liverpool's performers used to stand out because they were getting 9s and 10s out of 10 in a team that were all getting 8s. Now Liverpool standout performers get 7s. Because they've worked quite hard, and the work rate never ever stood out because everyone worked to the same level, everyone fought in the same direction for the same cause. Is it that Liverpool have been figured out? Possibly. Do teams understand how to play against us better? That's certainly a possibility. Look, it's been there, it's been laid out. There's no shortage of Liverpool footage, there's no shortage of Liverpool analysis. The team everyone's been trying to emulate for years and years. But it looks like that has been superseded, and then in addition to that, a whole host of other problems. Lack of energy, lack of fitness, a lack of power in the team, and inevitably there's players that you point a finger at. You can point a finger at players like Harvey Elliott as an example, but he's absolutely fine footballer, isn't he? You should be able to put good, skillful footballers in your team and still be able to cope with that. So it says, are Liverpool playing the wrong system for the players they've got available to them? Possibly. Quite possibly. But whatever it is, it's not changed with the mid-season break. They've got one game a week now for January pretty much to start to put things to right. But, we thought they were going to be a team that gets back to being 15-game winning streaks. Nonsense. Absolute fucking nonsense. Because this team is not capable of doing that right now. Shocking to think that a team that nearly won everything is where they are now. But the reality is they are where they are. Top 4 is now that's the aim. It's not a given. I think the idea that it's over is nonsense. There's loads of football to be played, and as we've seen this weekend, everyone's a bit crap. It's just so fucking infuriating. The Liverpool are just crapper than that, and that's what it'll be. we're going to see Liverpool win a couple of games, then drop some points frustratingly, then win a couple more games, drop some points, and all the meanwhile Tottenham will do the same, United will do the same, Chelsea will do the same, and Newcastle, countless other teams are going to do the same because that's where it's at, and that would be okay. But we've left ourselves with such a mountain to climb because we were so shit in the first bit of the season that that's what's going to make it hard, is that we're clawing points back whilst being just as rubbish as all the other teams, fighting and tripping over each other and themselves to get in fourth. Anyway, plenty more upbeat analysis like this from me coming on the Instant Match Reaction in about 45 minutes, an hour, with me and Chris over on Redmen Plus. So if you want more, we're going to hopefully exercise all the demons from ourselves and feel better, and final words tomorrow, again hosted by me. Great, but this is what I'm here for. We need to get this out of our system and feel better. But let's get to your comments. If you're a YouTube member, you can use the members only chat. You can tweet us at the Redmen TV, or if you're a Club Legend subscriber on Redmen Plus, use the Discord. FBL Skills, first comment is new year, same Liverpool. We are carved open too easily and lack the cutting edge in the final third. At least we have 4 forwards to come back over the next few months, and hopefully we'll sign a mid. I don't think Liverpool are going to sign a midfielder. That's the most annoying thing about it. It's been laid out quite clearly that there's a pot of money quite clearly put aside for Jude Bellingham, and they don't want to risk not being able to afford him or being able to be in the conversation for him. And it will be fucking doubly annoying if they get to the summer and they can't afford him, and then they end up buying 2 midfielders that they could have bought in January. That will be the thing that really, really fucking pisses me off. But anyway, someone's going to have to leave, and unfortunately right now we can't afford to let players leave. Can't afford, like Naby Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain, contracts both up, but you might be able to engineer a situation where you can get a bit of money for them in January. That's a gamble. What would you get? You might get 10 million a piece for them, maybe a bit more for Naby because he's better. But that's no disrespect. Ox scored a good goal today. But wild. Andy App says, Happy New Year. Same old problems. We look lethargic, and that famous mentality has faded altogether. Cara said it best. This is an ageing team coming to its end. Where do we go from here? Yeah, it needs an overhaul, as mentioned by Christopher Feidler here, saying definitely an overhaul in midfield. Maybe instead of Bellingham type, use this money to sign 3 or 4 midfielders. Yeah, I suppose that's... Yeah, that's probably a thing. Yeah, Liverpool need more than one midfielder. If we think one midfielder is going to sort all of Liverpool's issues, we're wrong. There's a lot of things going on. Again, this is the problem where you end up in a hole and you're digging your way out of it. Having to reset your mentality and go, right, it's fine. Year 0, start again from fresh, psychologically, rather than, obviously not literally, because that's not possible. It's so difficult to do that, and when you start so poorly, getting yourself out of that hole is you're fighting against yourself, and you're fighting against every mistake and all the pressure of all those mistakes and all the kickoffs and all the social media, like fucking black holes and doom scrolling that you've been involved in because of people calling you a twat online for months while it's not been going well for you, and that gets into your head. That's how you end up like Arsenal, by the way, and that's something we need to be very careful of. We can be unhappy and we can be annoyed with how the players have performed and how the teams performed and results and stuff, but you can create an environment of just fucking absolute horrific toxicity where players are afraid to fucking make the right decisions and stuff. And look, I can tie myself in knots having this argument because elite players should be able to rise above it, and as we've seen them rise above it, but it doesn't help anyone, unfortunately. But I agree from Brian Glowy. He says we used to dominate teams with our press, and I don't think we did it once today. Completely outplayed and all stuff we've said before, unfortunately. Nice to get Ox a goal in his 100th game, though. Yeah, it was. Good old Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Again, players needing to step up and be counted. I don't think it was a world-class performance by Ox by any stretch, but he got himself in the right position at the right time and stuck the ball in the back of the net. Salah didn't do that, and Nunez didn't do that, and he did, so he deserves credit for it. There's a few players there who I think you could really see how much it meant to them and how much they wanted to turn the game around. And then, of course, there's other lads who just wanted the service to be able to impact the game, and just a clusterfuck all told for the Reds. Croxley Script says, feels like me joining as a wonder kid during the watch along fucked us over royally. # unsubscribe. No, it didn't. But thank you so much, by the way, for joining our YouTube members board, our delightful YouTube members board. Don't worry, mate, better days will come for that. Patrick Westmore, LFC need new players in the midfield. Good to see Ox get a goal. The watch along is very good, as all fans can support LFC. We try our best, mate. Look, we're not shouters, ranters and ravers. It's not really a very scouse thing to do, to be honest, but we just fucking watch it as it is, and try. It's mad. All I'd say is, having lived through us being like we've been like this before, not that even that long ago in my memory. I know 7 years or 6 or 7 years is a long time for some people. Like if you're 18, that's like feels like your whole life ago, but 7 or 8 years isn't actually that long. And slightly more than that when we were really like a team that just perennially fought for fourth. We did that a lot under Rafa Benitez. You kind of end up a bit laissez-faire about it. Liverpool will always come again. It's just massively frustrating. So we try to have a laugh about it, even though we're feeling deep down like we've been kicked to pieces inside. Patrick, welcome. You've joined us for first teamer. Let's get Patrick on the board, and also Harry Tweed as well. Patrick and Harry Tweed join us as YouTube members here. Well done, people. I love you very much. Yes, there we go. Welcome to the board. I mean, it does say Patricia there. I'm sorry about that, Patrick. I could do that better. I can do that marginally better. Thank you. James Lim. We looked good, I'd say, for 15 minutes after half-time, right until we scored. Then we didn't look like we wanted to get another interesting subs at half-time. Yeah, look, Jürgen went for it, and that's to be commended, because, look, again, we're managing a squad. Liverpool can't afford to fucking ruin more players with injury. So they obviously got there's a spreadsheet that tells you how many minutes players are allowed to play. I have no problem with Kostas Tsimikas starting this game. I've got no problem with Kanate starting this game. So I'm just looking at the board, you wonder what I'm looking at here. And in the absence of another proper lad who's very good at, who understands the system on that far side of the front three, Ox, start again. It is what it is. We've clearly bought it. We clearly identified that as a weakness, which is why we've bought Gakpo in January. But I thought we were good for 20 minutes or so, and then we were good largely. I think we were the better team in the second half, but it doesn't matter, does it? It's horrible. Right, I've got it here for people to check out the momentum chart from SofaScore. So the bottom bar is Liverpool basically attacking or having the ball and having the momentum of the football match, and the top is Brentford. And as you can see from that, it's much more even in the first half. Liverpool dominate the first chunk of the game, then it's Brentford, then Liverpool have a couple of flurries marked by Brentford's, with the sucker punches of them being better than us on those moments. And then in the second half, it's consistently far more Liverpool, apart from back toward the end where it all falls apart with them scoring. But again, it's not me defending the overall performance, but yeah, that is what it was. Yes. Anyway, Patrick with his first comment, and put some swears in it, nearly gets the comment deleted. Putting it politely as possible, that defending was utter shit, but it's all right because Klopp trusts that shout of shit on the pitch. Yeah, I know, but what are you meant to do? You've got to trust the players around you. You've got to trust the lads to dig out, and that's the catch-22 situation of where Liverpool are at, because you need to go to your good lads. You need to get your best lads on the pitch and the ones who've got the strongest character, and you need to get them to dig us out of the hole. But unfortunately, you run the risk of fucking injuring them, and if they get injured and you miss them for a spell of games, then all the fringe players have got to come in and play anyway, who, let's be honest, like, again, Kostas Tsimikas is a good left back. He's a brilliant second choice left back. But if you have to play him for 15 games, 20 games on the bounce, he'll be fine and you won't even notice it. But he's just worse than Robertson. And that's what happens, is that we start to undercut what we've done. So you have got to trust certain lads. And again, that's one of the reasons why we had to rotate the squad, which looks foolish now. But we've always done that because we want to try and make sure the really best lads are the best they can be for as much as they can be. It's a fucking head fuck. It's an absolute nightmare of a fucking situation that Liverpool have worked their way into, and how you get yourself out of it is a challenge in and of itself, really. James Lim, the whole Jude scenario could end up like United and De Jong situation. We need to look in January, perhaps cheaper options, and see what we can in the summer. Yeah, again, Yeah, I mean, look at the options available to us. Amrabat, is Amrabat good enough? Probably not. And I don't, and look, we might end up signing him, and I look stupid for saying that, but really good World Cup. He's 27, he's playing for Fiorentina. Maybe this is his big breakout moment, but the general consensus of people who are in the know would suggest that, yeah, the watching brief was, I think it was Ornstein said this, he needs to go back to Italy for the half a season and people see where he's at and see if he can maintain the World Cup form in the back end of the Serie A season, and that's when you go and make a move for him. Other than that, it's on 60 million for Caicedo. I mean, like, ludicrous money when you think about it for someone who's on half a season and a half in the Premier League. So then you're left with going and finding uncovered gems, younger players. Well, we've got fucking loads of them. We've got fucking loads of like rough diamond young footballers who've got the talent and just need the game time, but really aren't quite yet at the level to go and dominate games. Liverpool need quality. Liverpool don't need to buy more lads. We've got loads of lads. We need boss lads, and boss lads cost loads of money. And that's unfortunately the situation we've left ourselves in. We should have gone and got a boss lad last summer, or the summer before that, or the summer before that. And then Jude Bellingham gets to be the final piece of the puzzle, rather than being the first piece of a brand new puzzle. Anyway. Rachel Todd said, I've been a fan of Liverpool for nearly 51 years. I have seen ups and downs. Yeah, look, yeah, and the longer you're a football fan, the more ups and downs you see. I can appreciate if you're a younger fan, you won't be used to it. I've just watched Man United go through it. I watched Man United dominate everything for 20 years, and now their fans have been just heads have fallen off for a decade because they've got no idea how to cope with it. And I'm a little worried that some of our fans have not got level-headedness in them enough to cope with the stress of what's going on, Liverpool not being the best. To be fair, I should have realised it when we won the Champions League and everyone was like, signing. So we won the league, and it was like, what are we doing next? Like, sometimes you've got to just slow down and appreciate what's in front of you and appreciate the good things that you've got in life, because it's never going to be enough. Football never ends. You don't get to win football forever. Right, you're the ultimate champion of football. Well done, everyone. Let's call a close to that. No, it goes on. Goes on and on and on and on. It's like Star Wars. It can only ever get worse. And occasionally it might get as good as you remember it being, but broadly speaking, because only one team can ever win the league in a year, if you pin all that on that, then your life's going to be dead miserable unless you are that team. And let's be honest, more often than not, it's not going to be us, because that's just not the landscape of football anymore, which is shit. Rachel tells us, Patrick, I remember Kevin Keegan. Yeah, they're obviously having a talk about players moving on. Yeah, Tielemans or Neves or Maddison would be a great addition, says James. Too expensive in January. I'd try and break the bank for Rice and do the same for Jude. Yeah, Tielemans, fine. Yeah, Tielemans you probably get for a similar price to Naby. You're selling Naby or Oxford, I'd guess, at this point, because the logic should follow, free agents. I don't know if he's good enough. I don't. And again, is he just another player? And are you better off just not buying him and not spending the extra money on the signing on fee and the wages? And you just is he better than Ox? Is he better than Naby? I honestly don't know. Anyway, Arto's coming back soon. Right, let's get to Twitter briefly, and we'll do some Club Legend chat. Mike 43 ends a shocking performance. VVD, Fabinho terrible. Nunes can't finish his dinner. Harvey Elliott may as well take up darts because he offers nothing whatsoever. Trent, Alisson, Robbo and Ox only ones that had any desire. Yeah, I disagree on Fabinho. I thought Fabinho was really good. I thought his fight, his anticipation, the defensive side of his game, which has been so lacking this season, I felt like that was back today. I actually was really impressed with Fabinho. I don't know if he's back to his level yet because it's been so long I can't quite remember what his level is, but my overall feeling on Fabinho was I was quite pleased with his overall game. Nunes can't finish his dinner. I mean, I know that's become an accepted thing, but again, he misses that chance in the first half, fine. It's actually a great piece of defending from Ben Mee. He dinks the goalkeeper with his left foot, and I know he's offside, so it doesn't count, and it shouldn't matter. But that shows to me that, he can finish. I know he has that wild one where he screws it dead far wide, but yeah, it kind of is what it is. I mean, I didn't see Salah pulling up trees and scoring goals either, and he's the guy that we know can do it, is the point on that. Anyway, Glyn G-Robo 84. Firstly, Brentford completely deserve to win tonight. By far the better side, no complaints. Secondly, all the people saying we need midfielders need to look at the team that was sent out. It's more than good enough to get a result today, but they had no fight. That's the worry. Yeah, look, I think it's just, I feel like we've got the wrong approach to football matches. If we haven't got the legs to press high up the pitch, then we need to change our overall approach. And I genuinely thought that's what we were going to do. I thought we were going to make, maybe it was only a small change, but a significantly solid, understandable change to how we did things in the mid-season. And it doesn't look, it's the same. It's exactly the same as it was. Which is quite frustrating, to be honest. Tim Wright, same as all season, can't defend, can't concentrate, can't pass a simple ball, no options from the bench. We are so easy to create chances against. And Jalissa Castrodale says, wish we could have brought Face on at the half. That would have been the only substitution that was better than the substitutions we actually made, which were really good, but not enough ultimately. Right, let's have a little look at the Club Legend Discord. Kumar makes a good point. I was kind of hinting at this. Says, I think the worry is that our fringe players are now becoming our best players. And look, if that's someone like, let's say Kanate, Elliott, I can't really think of too many other examples because we've changed a few too many in the squad, but that, I think that's fine. That's an encouraging sign. Or Jones. Whereas if it's like Oxlade-Chamberlain, if it was Oxlade-Chamberlain or James Milner or Naby Keita, then that is really fucking annoying because none of them are going to be at the club next season. And you're right. So it is the senior ones. It's the ones that have been there and done it who need to step up. Big concern over Virgil van Dijk, by the way, getting injured. Let's hope that's not something that's too long term. D&T7, it's worrying against these type of teams like United go 7 points clear, and I know they can drop points, but we'll keep dropping points as well. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. That's where we've left ourselves with. And look, we're so used to Man City just putting down 20-game unbeaten streaks that I think I've forgotten as well that no one else does that. So, like, everyone else is going to lose games and draw games. Even Man City, it looks like this season, which is even fucking more annoying. But it is. Liverpool are just going to have to find a way to be better. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like they've got it. Now, again, you can look at, like, they played quite a lot and blah, blah, blah. Brentford played the same time ago as us, and they lost the best forward in that time as well. Yes, they were at home. That's a factor. Noisy atmosphere and all that, but I don't know, stupid. Bobby Gunn, we need 3 midfielders and a centre-back, in my opinion. That means not getting Bellingham, so be it. Go spend 200 million on the squad. Bellingham alone doesn't fix that. We have to replace Fabinho and Henderson and have at least a like-for-like, as close as can be, to Thiago. Then we need a 4th centre-back, as Van Dijk is clearly slowing down and Gomez isn't good enough. Not an FSG out guy or I like shiny toys sort of fan, but I think them 4 signings are crucial. Yeah, it's a big summer looming for Liverpool. Very big. Floating Stars says, hope Gakpo brings some energy in up front. Yeah, and that Liverpool need that. Very much need that, because at the moment we're just asking Nunes and Salah. You need to rotate what you've got. You need more quality, and we own that quality, but for reasons that we all know right now, it's not available to us. Liverpool quite clearly can't midfield their way out of this situation. They're going to have to try and score their way out of it, and in that regard, the Gakpo signing it could potentially be a mark of genius. We're not going to become a team that puts 15 wins down back to back because we've signed Cody Gakpo. We're just not. But it might mean that we draw games like this instead of lose them. And it might mean that we scrape a couple more wins instead of drawing them. And that's where we're at. We're right now are a team that needs to turn defeats into draws. And we were that team. We were that team in Klopp's first full season. And then we came more and more. Teams that challenge for title turn draws into wins. Teams that want to finish in the top 4 turn defeats into draws, and we need to make sure we do that. And maybe the Gakpo thing is the thing for that, really. But yeah, mad, absolutely mad. Cyban says, in our current form, you can forget Jude Bellingham. This is just fucking miserable, isn't it? Absolutely miserable, each and every part of it. But we've got a new member. Thank you so much, Bruce Chua. Bruce, I'm going to get your name on the board here, my friend. Bruce Chua. Yeah, I love the name. Brucey Chua. Let's see. It says Klopp at fault for saying squad good enough and for that starting mid. Surely reinforcements after shit show. Elliott's simply not good enough for the Premier League. I know it again. Look, I know we're all angry and disappointed and all that. And I don't know. Look, you might be right on Elliott. You just might be. But I don't know. It's weird that we do this a lot, where we have a tendency to look at individual footballers and go, it's all them. It's systemic for me. It's the whole thing. We can have... Elliott is more than good enough to play for Liverpool. And several other players that everyone seems to think are shit are more than good enough to play for Liverpool, because they have played for Liverpool and they've played well for Liverpool in the past. But it's our overall approach. And again, on the summer thing, look, Jurgen Klopp, for whatever reason, and and we all know, they tried for Tchouaméni, they tried for Bellingham, got neither, decided that it was them or nothing, and so doubled down on what they had. Which, when you finished so close to winning the quadruple and being the best team in the history of all football, it's not totally stupid to think that the players that you've got can carry on one more go around. I know it might seem like that now, we're dead easy to go, oh no, fucking obviously, but come on, look, if we're all being honest with ourselves, we can all look at that and go, if you're going to take a calculated gamble, I'd take a gamble on lads who fucking done it and played at the highest level and won the biggest trophies. You'd take that over bidding them all off and taking a total fresh gamble on a bunch of lads who are available at a lower price and possibly therefore a lower quality. That's my thinking on what they've done, and I can understand that. I don't necessarily have to agree with it, but I can certainly understand that. I think we can all agree, if not agree on that too. Mwanta says, just stick me in the starting 11, I'll save us. Anything, mate, anything. Patrick says we buy a minimum of 2. Teram, Alvarez, Kudus, Enzo, Lafay, Sangare, as they all probably combined all cost less than Bellingham and Fernandes. And Shane Rogers says, I feel we need to change formation or do something different. We're currently doing isn't working. Maybe try 4-1-2-1-2. Not enough width, you get killed. You get absolutely fucking killed down the flanks. If you think Trent's having a tough season, get rid of everyone in front of him down that side. It doesn't work, mate, honestly. 4-2, it's either going to have to be 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. The only way we're going to get out of this. Or you make a wild shift and you go to 3 at the back. But again, I don't think we've got the centre half for that either. Certainly not if Van Dijk's injured. It's a fucking head scratcher. It's an absolute head scratcher. It's mental that we're here, but here we are. But I'd say, once again, it's not what everyone wants. I'd love to have an answer. It's not my job to have an answer, by the way. I'm just a fan who likes talking about Liverpool. It's Jurgen and Peps and all those jobs to figure this shit out. But this is what it's going to be like for the rest of the season. We've had this chance. This was a big moment. If you get this win, you put 5 wins on the spin. You're the informed side in the Premier League with Arsenal, and you can reasonably think that with a game a week for the next few weeks, you can start to really, put your foot down and get some momentum back. This feels very much like all the seasons where we fought for 4th rather than anything more than that. And now the beauty of that is you can still win the Champions League, which sounds stupid, but you can. You can still win the European Cup and be a team that's fighting for 4th, because we've done that before as well. Nearly twice. Nearly 3 times. But yeah, this is what it's going to be like. So be accepting of this, because kicking off and complaining and, and let's go our pitchforks and moaning at the existing footballers that we've got. There's time to buy someone, but I would again suggest Liverpool clearly don't have the funds, and clearly there's not the players on the market who are going to make a significant difference to this. So we are going to have to batten down the hatches, annoyingly lower expectations. I don't like saying that. I just want to make that perfectly clear. But just so you are aware of the reality, if you think this is the Liverpool side that went toe-to-toe with Manchester City and gets 96 points, then you're wrong. This team is not that good anymore. We've just got to hope that they can get together, double down, and be better than the other teams who are fighting for 3rd and 4th in this league. Otherwise, if we end up in the Europa League, then that is a fucking huge shit pile of mountain to climb. But yeah, Stephen Turner, one last super chat before we go. Would you rather buy Bellingham or miss out on Bellingham and buy 3/4 midfielders? Because let's be honest, we're not doing both. I think Liverpool need to buy Jude Bellingham. And then look around. And I think there's a number of lads who are available on a free that might be able to add to that. And see where we're at. I don't know what Liverpool's financial situation's like enough. They need at least 2 top quality midfielders in the summer, and hope that one of Elliott one of Elliot, Bajcetic, or Carvalho or Jones steps up to the plate. We'll see. Anyway, right, that's it. I'm getting the fucking sign to shut the fuck up and go home. Right, instant match reaction for more. Me and Chris will be on redmenplus.com in video and in podcast. We'll be live on video in about 40 minutes or so join us over there. Chris is live with player ratings now, so stay tuned for that one. And yeah, I wish I had more for you, but I don't, because Liverpool are just a bit shit at the minute. Bye.
Hi everybody, thanks for watching the show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a like on the way out. Did you know you could get some hoodies, t-shirts and any accessories from redmenmerch.com? So head on over there now and grab yourself something.